Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Smelling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. And yes, we're getting to the JRC in a moment. Before we do the disclaimers, if you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign, you're going to find pertinent links in the description box. Should you like to do a deep dive, you should be able to go ahead and do so. Excuse me, trigger warning. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. I do use profanity. And when we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. So, if you have a child that is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very much parental supervision, very much advised, alright? You may hear some noise, some crinkling. I'm getting into my cough drop bag, and I do not know how to use the edit button to save my soul. So, I apologize about that. Okay. Now we are moving on to see what Julia has to say. She says, I would like the IACC to prioritize research on the number of autistic adults who are parents, who have dealt with child welfare services due to false assumptions and or lack of resources, and what kind of help could assist them with raising their children. So specifically people about around my age who, unlike me, actually had kids. They want to help them with better access to services, assistance maybe perhaps in regards to housing, assistance in job searches, maybe, things of that nature. And we are kind of finally really getting to that generation where we have diagnosed us older autistics giving birth to younger autistics and other types of neurodiversities. So that would be interesting to see. I'd like a separate study on this for autistic parents who receive public benefits due to the fact that they have even less resources than autistic parents without public benefits. For those who were like me back when I was in my 20s, where I had help through the state to get a part-time job, Social Security, food stamps, things of that nature, I think that's what they're talking about there. Alright, and let's see what Anne has to say. I would like the IACC to prioritize research on helping autistic people manage their own physical and mental health, especially since autistic people experience co-occurring physical and mental health conditions, as well as trauma at a higher rate than the general population. Again, a lot of that is being born autistic in a world that isn't autistic friendly. Sometimes militantly so. I mean, I would like to see research in regards to how comorbid conditions can affect and rub off on each other, and how certain things within the treatment program may need to be tweaked with that in mind, which is why I rail against overall cookie cutter type of treatment programs, because even with most of us do have comorbid conditions, what those look like and what those are often extremely different from one another. I have friends who are both BP and autistic, people who are cerebral palsy, who are autistic or otherwise neurodivergent. I know folks with post-polio syndrome who are also find out later in life they're neurodivergent. My own little precious baby nephew. Yes, I'm aware he's over the age of 10. I don't care. He'll always be a baby. Sorry. It's how I get sometimes. I can be embarrassing. Never bring me to a party. But he has Down syndrome and he's autistic as well. So, yeah, I would like to see that definitely. I'd love to see more research on how comorbid conditions may not be related to one another, but they definitely affect and rub off one another because coexisting in the same person, and how one can very easily affect the other. How do we minimize that? I would like to see a lot more research there, especially those of us with anxiety disorder. Send help. Send all the help. I need somebody to show up in regards to that and yell, "Shut up and take my money." This research should result in publicly accessible, clear, and concise health guidance and resources for autistic people. Now, in regards to physical, I got a lot better with that as I got older. God, when I was a teenager, I was a whole mess. I wasn't even a hot mess. I was just straight up, full, unadulterated mess. And it took me longer than my neurotypical peers to get myself together adequately, hygienically, and keep it that way on a regular basis. It's embarrassing, but it's true. It actually did take them a little bit longer to get them to start maintaining, at least on a basic level, appearance. Things of that nature. My physical health, again, wasn't a massive concern. I knew I had a weak stomach. I knew I got sick first, and the illness left me last. I knew all of that. But it was as I got older, in particular, after the traumatic, insane crap that happened, that made my ex my ex. And I lived with my parents for a very short time, them and my brother. And they got me addicted to CrossFit. And then I went down the whole rabbit hole of food as medicine. And yeah, I'm a lot more starting around early 30s and into my 40s in regards to, am I physically healthy? Am I physically strong? Definitely, exercise was not big to me the way it is huge now. That would be to manage our own, to help us see the benefits of being more physically healthier, is going to be the biggest argument you have to get us to consider it. Trust me. We are analytical and we are logical. Present logic. We'll figure something out. And on that note, folks, I'm going to close out for this one. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. If you all would be so kind, please don't forget to hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. Make sure you are set up for notifications. We don't want you missing any episodes of Down the Rabbit Hole or the Snake Oil Salesman series. I do appreciate your time. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea absolutely do hope you have a good one. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everyone.